So Apple just released one of its most interesting laptops in years, the MacBook Neo. Now, even though this starts at $599, you can also pick it up with a student discount for $499. And this makes it the most affordable MacBook that Apple currently sells. But the lower price also means there are some important things that you need to know before buying this, because while the MacBook Neo does a lot of things really well, there are a few compromises. So I want to share with you guys 10 things you need to know about the MacBook Neo before you go ahead and buy it. Now, number one, this is Apple's cheapest MacBook. The biggest headline here is the price. The Neo starts at $599, which is hundreds of dollars cheaper than the next MacBook in the lineup, which is the Air. For students, casual users, and people who just want a Mac without spending $800, $900, $1,000+ this is a huge deal. And Apple clearly designed this laptop to compete with Chromebooks, budget Windows laptops, and entry student level laptops. And at this price, the MacBook Neo is one of the most affordable ways to enter the Mac ecosystem, and more so, the Apple ecosystem in terms of macOS. Now, number two is it still feels like a premium MacBook. And even though it's the cheapest of the lineup, it's still really premium, because with this you get an aluminum chassis, a fairly large trackpad. It's not a touch haptic, but it is a physical, so you're not going to get those touch haptics. Like if I just tap on it, I'm not going to get any feedback, but it still is pretty good. And also you get the keyboard here, which is really nice. It's not backlit, so if you're using this in the dark, you're not going to see the keyboard. You're going to struggle. Do keep that in mind. But it's still great. And the laptop weighs around 2.7 pounds, which makes it extremely portable. So despite the lower price, this MacBook Neo still looks and feels like a real MacBook. Now, number three is going to be that it runs on an iPhone chip. That's one of the most interesting things about this. Apple could have went ahead and put in an M1 from 2020 or the M2, whatever, but they didn't. They didn't use any M series chip. They decided to go with the A18 Pro chip found in the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. And surprisingly, in my use at least, it's been very fast for everyday tasks. Whether you're browsing the web, whether you're writing documents, watching videos, using it for FaceTime calls, it truly has been great. I mean, I use it a lot for web browsing, watching YouTube videos, researching YouTube videos, things like that. It's been great. I mean, see right here, Galaxy Z Fold 8 CAD-based renders leak. Excited for that, by the way. Hopefully it's coming out in the summer. But regardless, they all run smoothly. But this isn't designed to replace a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air or handle heavy professional workloads. Yes, benchmarks show that it is powerful, but it's not meant for that. Number four is that this display is still really good. Even though the MacBook Neo has a 13-inch liquid retina display and it only reaches up to 500 nits of brightness, it still is enough in most environments. You can probably hear my cat in the background, by the way. She's having her zoomies at this time, makes sense. But the text on this display is still pretty sharp. Videos are pretty vibrant, and it's great for everyday productivity. However, it does use sRGB color instead of the wider P3 color gamut, so that's something that Apple does reserve for its higher end laptops. If you're in the content creative space, this is probably not going to be the laptop for you, but for most people, this display will still look excellent. Now, number five is the battery life. This, in my use case, has been one of the biggest strengths of this laptop. Apple does claim it can last up to 16 hours. For me, like 3 days without a single charge. That's great. You can go through classes, studying, writing papers, watching lectures without constantly worrying about charging. And for students, especially, this is a huge advantage. When I had my MacBook Pro and I was in college, I had to bring a charger with me because it was Intel based, and it kind of aged pretty badly, so I had to charge it all the time with a USB-C port as well. So that was a bit unfortunate, but this is great. And honestly, if you're picking this up and you're going to college, then you won't have any issues whatsoever. Now, number six does tie into those USB-C ports. It only has 2 ports. That's, I think, one of the biggest compromises right here. 2 USB-C ports. It does have a headphone jack right here. It does have the side-firing dual speakers, which are pretty decent actually. But yeah, there's no HDMI, no SD card slot, no extra connectivity options, no MagSafe charging. And since one of the USB-C ports is going to usually be used for charging, you're often left with just one port for accessories. So for some, that may be a limitation, but for others, it may not. Just do keep that in mind. You're not going to get MagSafe charging. Number 7 is going to be the amount of unified memory, I guess. 8 gigs of unified memory. And for some, again, that may be a deal breaker, but also, if it is, then this probably isn't for you, honestly. For everyday use, it's fine. Unified memory on Apple devices, especially with Macs, are great, are fine. Like, it's not as crazy as people kind of make it sound. Like, yes, 8 gigs versus 12 or 8 versus 16. Yeah, it's definitely not as much, but it's not bad. Like, I've been using this since launch for a couple weeks now. So everyday use, it's fine. Again, if you're planning to run heavier workloads, open dozens of browser tabs, or edit large media files, obviously this isn't going to be for you. This laptop isn't designed for someone like that. It's not designed for someone like me, but it's designed for someone who has just basic productivity and everyday, just computing needs. That's all it is, nothing else. Look, once I'm done with work, if I just want to wind down, but I still want to use my MacBook to like surf the web or just like research some quick things, then I'll use this. But if I need to get into video editing, this is where I close my MacBook Neo and I bring in my MacBook Air, or I sit down and edit on my M4 Mac Mini. Number 8 is actually going to bring us back to the ports. It doesn't have MagSafe charging. So that is a bummer. It's going to use up one of those ports. That's just another way Apple was able to reduce in past terms, but reduce the cost of the laptop. It's not a huge issue if you're picking this up. I don't think it should be, but it's just something to be aware of. And if you are going to still be using lots of accessories, just keep that in mind. Like, you want to make sure you have both USB-C ports to use for accessories with charge. So if you're charging, just make sure like you only have one port available. Number 9, I think this is perfect for students. If there's one group Apple clearly designed this laptop for, students, high school students, college students, whatever it is. It's ideal for those who are writing papers, browsing the web, watching lectures, video calls like FaceTime calls, taking notes. It's lightweight, it's affordable, and it has excellent battery life. I mean, if I had this when I was in college, starting off like my freshman year of college, this would have been great. I would have like used this every single day, all the time, and I would have enjoyed it. I wouldn't need to worry about battery life. I'd be able to make FaceTime calls. I'd be able to write papers without any problems or issues whatsoever. Like, it'd be very smooth. I just didn't have that with my Intel MacBook when I got it back in 2017. From that, I made a huge jump to the M2 MacBook Air, and I haven't looked back since. But for most college workloads, this laptop will handle everything perfectly fine. And of course, number 10, this is not a MacBook replacement. This MacBook Neo is great, but it's not meant to replace the MacBook Air, because obviously that's the next MacBook in the lineup. The Air still has advantages, actually a pretty decent amount, but some of them that I want to talk about, like the M series chip. Mine has the M4 right now, hopefully going to upgrade to the M5 in the near future. It has better displays. It has MagSafe charging. It has more performance headroom. It doesn't have a fan, which is a downside, but that's left for the pros. So if you need more power or flexibility, the MacBook Air is still the better choice. But if you just want an affordable Mac that handles everyday tasks as well, then the MacBook Neo is going to be a really compelling option. If you want the best of the best in terms of performance, then you know that neither of those are going to be the option. You go with the MacBook Pro. But just to kind of wrap things up, this MacBook Neo might end up being one of Apple's most important laptops and probably important products to come out in the past 5 years. Not because it's the fastest, not because it's the most powerful, but because it makes the Apple ecosystem as well as the Mac ecosystem far more accessible. Because at $599, Also $499 with a student discount. This could easily become the laptop that introduces a lot of people to Mac OS. And I know when the summertime, July, August, Apple's like back to school program starts, this is gonna sell like hotcakes. So for students or casual users, this might be exactly what they need. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It is called Aura Layers. It goes a long way in helping out the channel. Links will be in the description down below. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.